All right, we are ready for our next layer. So I'm just going to lighten the Paynes Grey up just a little bit. Not as light as I did it for the last layer. I want it to be a little bit darker than that. There we go. And then the trees are going to be just a little bit bigger as well. So I think I'm going to do some with my smaller round brush and some with my bigger brush, just so that I ensure that I have different sized trees. I think I want my gray a little bit darker. I want to be able to see a difference between the first layer, or sorry, the second layer and the third layer. And there's not much difference quite. There we go. I'm going to do one thicker one in the front, and I'm just going to twist my brush a little bit to make it smaller. And this one I'm going to do right here. So you can slightly go in front of one of the ones from the past layer if you want. I wouldn't cover them completely, otherwise there's no point in them being there. But you can absolutely have them overlapping. I lose words when I'm concentrating. I'm going to use my smaller round brush for doing the branches, and I kind of twist it while I'm moving it around so I get different streaks with my paint, as well as lifting it up to make it a little bit smaller as the branches go. I have some going to the side, off of the frame. All right, I'm going to do a smaller tree right in here. And just like the last layer, make sure that your branches are not all coming up at exactly the same height and the same angle. And make sure to have little sub branches off of those. Let's do another tree right here. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit crooked. Because trees are not all perfectly straight. You can start seeing how having the lighter layer below it makes it look like it's a little bit off in the distance. And then I'm going to put a little owl sitting on this branch here, but I want to make sure that my brush is a little bit pointed so I have a bit more control. And I might even use a smaller brush than this because I want to make sure that I don't get them a little bit too big. All right, so I've got just a small brush here. So I'm first doing an upside down teardrop, but with kind of feathery edges for his tail. And then I'm going to do kind of a combination between a circle and oval. I don't necessarily need it to be a circle, but I want it to be a little bit flattened. And then I'm going to really point my brush to get his little ears in there. And if he's not as opaque as you'd like, then we'll just wait for the paint to dry and add another layer to it. I think I'm going to put one more tree right here, and then I'm going to add the greenery to the bottom. There we go, and I'm going to get the brush here and just add, and I'm doing it a little bit lower than the brush from yesterday. I want to be able to see that stuff behind there. Got some that's a little bit higher, that's totally fine, and completely on purpose. But I just don't want to cover up everything from what I did on yesterday's layer. Make sure to go all the way to the edge. There we go. And next step, putting the resin on. I will see you in the next video for that.